innovative man by the name of Mark Phillips has created something known as powdered alcohol. He realized that he liked to take trips, but he hated carrying around these ridiculous large bottles of alcohol, so he said, you know what, wouldn't it be awesome if I could create a powdered form of this alcohol? It would be easier to carry around, and you can do a little mixy mix with the water, a little drinky drink, and all of a sudden you're schwasted. Well, it turns out that this man did successfully create this product, and it currently comes in 6 varieties: rum, vodka, cosmopolitan, mojito, margarita, and lemon drop. So that sounds pretty damn good, right? Except there's a little bit of a problem here. It turns out the feds are not interested in approving this, at least not at the moment. The Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau originally approved the label for this product, but then realized, hey, you know what, we made a mistake. Some lawmakers had more questions about the product.
Oh, sure they did.
More questions. So they decided to say, hey, you know what, this is a mistake, and we need to do a little more research before we actually approve this item.
Of course they do. So here's how it really went down. The alcohol companies, which have a great deal of money and leverage, called their local politicians, or their national politicians probably more accurately, and said, yeah, we're going to need that powder to go away. Okay, so take it easy with all that approval nonsense, okay? And then it turns out, lo and behold, my God, they needed to do more research before approving that label, and they realized that after they had made the approval.
There are a lot of corporate interests here that are probably not too happy with this invention. I mean, think about all the different events you go to, like sporting events, for instance. You're not allowed to bring your own alcohol, and a lot of people will try to sneak alcohol into those events because you don't want to pay like $15 for a beer. And in this case, it's going to make it even more easy to put this stuff in, in your pocket or whatever, in your bra, whatever you want to do. It's like in a little packet, like a sugar packet almost. So I guess I just gave myself away. How does Anna smuggle substances into public areas?
Yeah, now they know. Okay.
But anyway.
So that sounds fun. So, in fact, those places like stadiums, venues, you're right, Anna, actually would suffer more than even the alcohol companies. So if you're not buying the Budweiser at Dodger Stadium, so Budweiser obviously loses some money, but Dodger Stadium loses a lot of money because they do a huge markup on that alcohol. If you're sneaking it in the bra and doing a little mixy mix with the drinky drink, as you said, to get wasted that way instead of other ways, I'm just borrowing the lingo of the kids these days, then obviously Dodger Stadium and all the other stadiums and everything else that's affected by this are not going to be happy. They also have considerable power with the politicians that they donate money to. So all of a sudden, this powdered keg is disarmed. Yeah, I don't know if I really like the idea of powdered alcohol. It sounds kind of cool, but I don't know. For some reason, it sounds a little weird to me. But okay, so one issue I have with this is what they've named it, Palcohol. And I think you can come up with a more creative name, like, I don't know, powdered sugar, like something feistier, right? And also, like, you're good at this. I mean, you're smuggling the powdered sugar in your bosom. So I guess you're good at this marketing stuff.
Yes.
I think Palcohol is not bad.
Palcohol?
Like, hey, Palcohol, how you doing? Come here, Palcohol.
So another concern is that dumb kids are going to try to snort it, and they've actually addressed that issue. In fact, according to the creator, to take precautions against this action, we've added volume to the powder so it would take more than half a cup of powder to get the equivalent of one drink up your nose. Up your nose. You would feel a lot of pain for very little gain. Just use it the right way.
Couldn't agree more. They made it so you can put it in water and then it's alcohol. Why bother trying to snort it? Just use it the way you're supposed to, and you'll get drunk anyway.
We had done stories about college students in the past that would take a tampon, like female students. They would take a tampon, they'd soak it in vodka, and then they would insert it into their vaginas. Because
my understanding was that guys also did that in their anus.
Yes.
Yes. I guess that's how it would go, right? That's the other way to smuggle the alcohol in. If somebody came up with that idea, I'm like, you know what, let me just go ahead and pay the $15 for the butt at the stadium. It's okay.
Binge drinking is very unique to the U.S. Like, you go to other countries that aren't as restrictive when it comes to alcohol consumption, and the kids are not binging on alcohol, because it's not a big deal to them. Here, it's such a big deal. Like, oh, when you're 21, that's when you can have your first drink. What's the first thing someone does as soon as they turn 21? They go go to the bar, they drink way too much, they get extremely sick, and then they immediately regret it.
I know we're off the thing with the tampon, but it's usually like frat guys. I'm going to throw them under the bus here, but like oh yeah, the gays are terrible, man. Let's hold each other's cocks and we'll walk around and then you stick a tampon on my ass. No, it's because I want to get drunk a little faster. Sure it is, big guy. Sure it is. Just drink the alcohol, man. It does plenty of damage.